You have S&T here, right? If you look at ES, right? Clear S&T. So what we really want to trade is ES, because what you have is the correlation is very, very off. If you look at the weekly candles, weekly expansion candle, and you have an indecision candle here, right? So we obviously want to trade ES. We have a weekly objective as well. You have Wednesday trading into an opposing candle. You have this inverse as well, but that's not really necessary. What we have here is a swing point. What do we look at the opposing side of the swing point? Failure swings, right? So when we see S&T at the high of the day, like this, right? And then on the opposing side of the S&T, which is manipulation, what do we have? Session lows. This is the absolute A+ version of the model. Like when you have manipulation, a weekly expansion candle, a daily expansion candle, the previous 4 hour manipulating session lows to target, it doesn't get any better than this, really. So if we look at 6 a.m., it manipulated, right? Internally to this candle, we have S&T. So what already occurred here is the reversal. So what do we expect 10 a.m. to do? Just fucking melt. Like we expect a wick to basically form between the opening price right here, somewhere inside of these opposing candles, ideally the lower half, right? Because we want that small wick. So you could really just mark execute here and trade to the session lows. Screen frozen? Oh no, really? Oh yeah, it is. Hold on. My bad. We good now? Oh shit, I gotta restart that? Basically the whole thing? That's cool. Uh, explain that. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so if you're familiar with my model, this will make a lot of sense to you. Let's go to the weekly chart and compare it in Q and ES, right? So if we want a new phase of price, right, what do we have on ES? 3 consecutive expansion candles, right? So if we want to trade back into the range, what do we require? We want to trade expansion back in the range. So what do we require? Right? Manipulation, which is delineated by this S&T, right? That's manipulation, right? So we have that small opposing run. Go to the daily chart. We have the manipulation printed on Wednesday. So let me just delete all this stuff. Let's redo this real quick. So if Wednesday manipulated, what do we expect Thursday to do? Ideally, sell off, right? If this is going to actually hold, which it does, and we create a swing point on the daily chart, right? We also have this opposing candle we could mark out, right? But if we have this swing point, right, what do we expect Friday to do? Expand, right? Especially when we see the daily profile here. So if we go to the daily profile, we have 6 a.m. candle. If I go on ES or NQ, you have the 6 a.m. candle actually creating the S&P, right? So you can trade either one, but obviously you want to trade the weaker asset in ES. But as you see, 6 a.m. hits the key level, we can just expect a 10 a.m. expansion, right? Especially when we have session lows at the opposing side of the manipulation, right? This is the profile that we look for. New York reversal. This is the ideal profile. So when you look inside of 6 a.m. candle, what do we have? We have 930 making the manipulation essentially, which is always great, right? We want to time these manipulations with drivers. So here's the S&P here, and you also have the opposing candle being closed over, right? You have the the reversal already confirmed here with S&T, a time driver, and the CSD prior to 10 a.m. So when we see that, what do we expect 10 a.m. to do? Right, sell off, right? And we don't need to see a large wick form because we're in expansion now, right? We're already expanding away from this manipulation. So we expect the wick to form between the open and basically these opposing candles, right? So you can get in really anywhere in here, right? It's totally valid to get inside anywhere in here. And we look to the opposing side of the curve. Ideally, you want to see like fair value gaps being closed over, but there's really nothing here to really revert to. To be honest, it's just really slow, right? Which is also what we want to see. But yeah, this is really, really, really clean, in my opinion. You have that V shape, right? Expansion, mouth expansion. Plenty of opportunities in here to get in, right? I'm in this trade. I can go over this as well. Pretty close to TP. But anyone have any questions on that? I can even go over YM today. I don't know why I was short. I sent this on my channel. I was really confident on YM shorts because of how close we were to this. We're just overall weak here. If I go to the daily chart, right, very weak. But it's the same thing. So look, right. So what does 2 a.m. do? It stabs into the wire for belly up, right? This is really the only area we want to see the high of the day form. So we demand 6 a.m. to make the reversal, right? If 2 a.m. hit the key level, we can revert to this high, that small opposing run, reversal into expansion, right? And if we go to the charts here, we see that little manipulation here. So when I got to the charts prior to 9:30, I told you guys that I want to see an opposing run at 9:30. This is quite large, but I also, I don't know if you guys see my channel, where I said at one point it looked like this. If I can't, it's not going to show it. Hold on. At one point, the 4-hour candle was like, had a very large wick, right? Because the open is right here and it returned all the way to the open. So that right there, we don't look to long this, right? We don't look to fade that. Because right, we don't fade expansion candles, and it's more likely to close back into the range. So we have that 8:30 opposing run or 9:30 opposing run. So what do we want to see, right? It displays lower, right? So this is why I anticipated this move right here. This is the fractal model basically, right? We have the CSD here, right? Return back to the range. This is just a propulsion block, right? And there you go. It's the same thing. Does that make sense? And it just reverted back to a 30-minute fair value gap here. And also Asia lows, same profile. But I can go over whatever you call it. Why are you bearish today? I took buys on NQ because of the daily chart, bro. Look on NQES. Look at the profile. There's no established low of the day, right? You're really gonna trust this as a low day? No. Like this is why profiles are important. This is why 9:30 is important. When you see 9:30 do this, look at that expansion up and then create SMT and it displays back lower. That's manipulation, right? With the SMT. This is A plus, by the way. Like, this is like really clean. Like I said, look at the weekly profile on just the way the weekly candle is forming on ES, right? If I go to the 4-hour chart, let's say, it's the same logic as, it's the exact same logic as YM on the 4-hour candle, right? Look at the long wick. It's not likely to close like this. So when we create SMT like this, what is it likely to do? Right? Just fill in this wick, essentially. And that's what happens. So Wednesday, we manipulate with NQ. You look, right? NQ makes a higher high, right? And then we expand lower, filling in that wick. So this is why we don't fade candles. This is essentially the same profile as the delayed protraction, where it comes back to the open price when we already deviated from the open. It's one of my favorite profiles. one of the easiest to anticipate. But I can go over NG as well, or HG. I don't know what the fuck I traded, to be honest. Let's look. Yeah, let's go over this. So same approach as always, man. The only thing about this stuff, the only thing about this trade here is the weekly candle. Like I'm heavily fading this weekly candle, right? But what I require when I fade a candle, I require a manipulation. So if I'm fading a weekly candle, I require a daily manipulation, and I require a daily expansion candle, right? We have Thursday manipulation, right? Not really a weekly profile, to be honest with you. But what do I see? On the opposing side of this manipulation, I see failure swings. Right? If I go to the 4-hour chart, what do you see on the opposing side of this manipulation here? Failure swings, right? No established low. This is why we trade back to these lows, right? And then once I see this expansion, consolidation, can anyone tell me what that is? What is that signature? Yeah, it's IFTA, but what else is it? Why can we anticipate this move? Continuation, yep. It's a continuous signature, right? So we can't reverse from this area. So see price take these highs out, right? What's on the opposing side of this manipulation? No protected low. So this is why you can anticipate this, right? And yeah, that's what I'm basically trading, right? Now if I go to the 4-hour chart, what do I have? Open, high. This is the only area for the high of the day to form as well to create that wick. If you look anywhere else, there's no reason to come up here, like way up here and stuff. So this is the only area on the hourly chart, really. It's also the session highs, right? So if you think about the hourly, it's the same model, right? This candle manipulated. I want to the next candle expand. Same thing on all time frames, but we get a 30-minute CSD, and that's literally enough confirmation. I know it's going to get to these lows, and then I can manage from there and hope that we basically come to Monday's lows, right? Because there's really no established low, right? So what kind of gave me confidence about holding this trade? Where's the weekly open at? You see how we close under the weekly open here? And then we retest it. Basically, once we close under it, I'm kind of more confident in this. This would really suck if it came back and like started bullshitting. But I was really hoping for a clean move here. But yeah, I'm really fitting the weekly candle here, like pretty badly. So, but yeah, it's just all IFTA and open high low close, bro. Theta candle. So, um, so you want to basically trade within expansion candles. So what do expansion candles have? These small wicks, right? Why do we not want to, why would we not want to buy this candle? Because this candle can never be a bullish expansion candle, right? Because the open is way up here. If this is going to go bullish, it can only ever close like an indecision candle, like pretty much basically, right? If you're going to basically short this candle here, I don't know if you can bar replay that in a trade. Let's say you're going to short this day, right? Well, what do we notice about this day? The opening price is it deviated far from the open, right? So this candle could never be a bearish expansion candle, right? So that's what I kind of mean by that. If you're going to trade in this day, you kind of have to adjust your targets. You can't expect price to come way down here. Why? Because it's not an expansion candle, right? If you wanted to trade this day bullishly, we can, right? We can expect price to come here because why? This small opposing run, right? If you wanted to short this day, right? Why would that kind of be a bad idea? Because it cannot be a bearish expansion candle. It can only ever be an indecision candle, a small body in your direction if you wanted to fade it. So that's what that means pretty much. You always want to have that small opposing run on your side. And you want to align expansion candles. So in this case, I have a daily bearish expansion candle, but I also have a 4-hour expansion candle. You see how I'm aligning them? So that's kind of what we did on ES. If you look at ES, we're aligning the weekly, the fucking daily, the fucking 4-hour. Base review. So look what I mean. So why was I still short on, let's just look at YM, for example, because at one point, this was fading the candle, the 4-hour candle. Because like I said, at one point, we came all the way back to this fair value gap. So price came all the way down here, came all the way back, but we can basically still be confident, right? Because the 4-hour candle is still aligned, right? It's not going to close like that, right? So this is one of my favorite profiles when we actually come back to around the open. See how we deviated all the way above the open again, right? But if you use the fractal model, look at this T. So you have right 930 making a closing run, and then it comes back. So that's also a fucking, what do you call it? Confluence, right? We have 930 making a closing run to our draw, and then we close over that. So this is where this becomes a good opportunity to take the fractal model, or just anything, right? And you see here the lows, right? I'm not trusting these to be the low of the day, right? When we made this pullback, right? We just left a failure swing, right? This is not going to be the low of the day. It's very unlikely for that to happen. So this is still a target to take, right? So yeah, if you go on ES though, right? This is how we align expansion candle. There you go, the weekly chart. When you have an SMT aligned with an expansion candle, right? So we get 3 consecutive daily candles. So we can expect a new phase of price already. So we have that small opposite run on the weekly time frame supporting expansion. Right? If you go to the daily chart, you see how we deviated from Monday's opening price? So what is this doing already? It's already basically filtering out the possibility for a bullish expansion candle, right? So that's already bearish prices. This S&T is already supported by the weekly candle. So what would we want to see the next day do? Open high, low close, right? We're aligning ourselves with the weekly candle again. If this is a small opposing run, right? Small opposing run. So now we have a bearish swing point, right? So what do we want to do? Trade the next day, right? Look on the opposing side of this. What do we have? Failure swings, right? And just the daily profile here, look, it's literally perfect. So again, not really a small opposing run, but the profile really supports it, right? Asia low day. Are you going to trust it to be low day? Likely not, right? We have S&T at the highs. So again, look in the opposing side of manipulation, no established low. And then you're aligning expansion candles. All right, 6 a.m. formed the S&T. If you go on NQ, why would I not look for a reversal inside of 6 a.m.? Look where the open is. It's really far away. So I want to look for the reversal at 10 a.m. Why? Because it can form that small wick. If I look internally to this, we already have 930 driver on our side creating SMT. So I want to trade the weaker asset, obviously, right? We have the lower low. And yeah, like it opens here. The 10 a.m. opens here, and the reversal already happened. So we don't even expect some crazy open high low close, really, you know? So see how we're aligning the 4-hour small opposing run, the daily, the weekly, right? That's what we want to do. Nice. Yeah, like literally perfect. Like this is like my model to a fucking T, dude. Especially with the weekly candle, like it's just fire. Dropping the sauce. When can we actually fade a candle? So what do we need? Manipulation, the daily expansion candle. So I'll show you a really good example of this, by the way. I already can refer to this. I remember this shit. Like over here. Right, so look at this here. All right. So if you look at the weekly candle here, let's break this down to weekly time frame, right? So you have price expanding into this high, right? Pretty large range day or pretty large range candle. So again, if you want to trade back to the range, what do we want to see? Small opposing run, right? We have a fair value gap in here as well, right? But if you want to trade away from these opposing candles, what do we require again, right? The small opposing run. And we can use the opening prices of these candles because we open up near them, right? We can use them as reversal points. We can already anticipate a reversal because the previous candle hit a key level, right? Both of these previous candles here hit a key level, right? And then we match that with the daily phase of the price. Then you have expansion, the weekly opening up in a key level, or like just internally to a range, right? EQ of the range. So after this large drop, right, new phase of price, consolidation. We can't reverse from consolidation. So what do we want to see? A manipulation. And then we want to see opposing PD arrays fail and support price. Now, is this clean? Not really. Like ideally, it's not really not. If you go on ES, it's a little bit cleaner, like slightly cleaner. Like, yeah, you know. But we're just going over NQ here. So look at the weekly candle here. It's the same approach across all time frames. So when we manipulate this low, we trade an SMT here on a Wednesday. Now ask yourself, on the opposing side of manipulation, any manipulation, is there an established high that we can trade away from? No, right? There's failure swings, right? So what can we anticipate Friday to do the next day? Expand, right? Regardless of how this candle closes, to be honest, doesn't even matter. We can expect a small opposing run and expansion. If this candle didn't reverse inside this candle, we just require this one to reverse, right? So when I drop down to 4-hour charts, what do I want to frame? An open, low, high, close candle, right? And what I want to trade away from? Manipulation. Oh, by the way, if we revert to the weekly candle, by the way, right, this one hit the key level, right? This one already reversed. So if I want to see continuation, what I want to see, open, low, high, close. That's what we're seeing here. The low of the candle is being formed at with manipulation, right? So yeah. Um, again, look at the opposing side of the curve. We're closing over it, and we're, respecting fair value, I guess, or whatnot. But you see this 4-hour candle, how we're fading it. There's a reason why we can fade this, and I'll show you. For one, the daily chart is an expansion candle. That's for one, right? We also are trading manipulation with S&P, all right? So when you go to the lower time frames, do we have a driver? Ideally, yes. We have 930 creating the manipulation with S&P here. So I traded this as well. And you get the opposing candle here, but that's like lower time frame entry. And I can trade the lower time frame here because this is the only area for the low of the data form. Like this is literally the only area. Like yesterday when I said in Q, like the low is only going to form there. We got a decent reaction, but it would only form there. If it's not going to form there, it's going to chop or go the other direction. Like this low is the only area. What do we also have at the high of the day, right? Session highs, right? No established high. So again, you can fade this candle. And you also have a 1-hour expansion candle on your side as well, you know? So it's just about narrative and stuff, but you can't always have you can't always have every single candle aligned. Like that's not, if you have a couple though, like with manipulation, like you're good though. Oh, let's check this NG trade. Am I getting hoed or what? Low key or HG. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, bro. It's the same shit over and over. Like I can't even I can't help you anymore. Like it's actually the same shit. So we don't see 4-hour key level into 1 hour. What are you talking about? The 4-hour key level is the swing low. Swing lows and highs are the best key level in the market. There's no better key level. From there, then you revert to opposing candles to support the expansion away from the manipulation. So like if I show you, you know that Asia low though that we looked at? Like here, what's the key level? It's a swing point. It's the absolute best key level. Like there's no other. better key level than a fucking swing point. I promise you. Look here. We have this swing points is the key level because this is just manipulation, right? So we in order to even like anticipate expansion, right? So again, what is the on the other side, on the higher time frame? Like I said, the weekly candle, we never had a protected high at the weekly high. So when we see manipulation, so really we opened up. If I bar replay here, there really is no protected high or low for the weekly candle. So that's what you want to wait for, you know? If this was going to be a protected low, we wouldn't see this deep retracement, right? This is also Thanksgiving, by the way. So, I mean, it makes sense. But anyways, when we take up this low, see an aggressive move back in the range, we want to frame the next day expansion. I want to trade away from some protected, you know, swing or, you know, something like that. So when we take out this low, right, the previous candle hit the key level, what can I already anticipate the next candle do? Just like on the weekly chart I just showed you. I want to see candle two. If I'm going to trade candle two, it needs to take out this low ideally and create that small positive run, right? And again, no protected high. And we could say that this could have been the low of the day, right? This could have been, but where's the invalidation? Pretty much when we don't close above this high, right? It should trade away with speed if this is going to be the true manipulation, right? And I trade New York, so it's not like I'm going to trade this anyways. Yeah, when you see expansion, whether expansion, that's what you want to see. We see this is the hourly expansion away from a key level. Like, is that what you're talking about? But tomorrow I'm gonna do a stream. We'll go over all this shit, how to put it together. I'll try to present it as best I can. I'm not like the best at teaching stuff, but they're like, I don't know. I just want to frame it like or like show it decently. TWX mentor. Damn, so TWX is my mentor and you're his mentor? Who's your mentor? What time for what? Oh shit, what a cycle that is. Check Snapchat. All right. Bro, did CL hit? Is it still bullshitting? Guys, in my garage right now. What the fuck? Where the hell is Kiko? Holy shit, dude. Wasn't Dubai? Alright, let's see this shit. I get it. Oh, I'm down. I'm super down. Super down. Um, holy shit. This is the slowest like shit I've ever seen in my life, dude. Bro, the only reason why I want this trade is to post on X. That's literally it. Am I cooked for that? Am I cooked for that? Like, I have no problem with closing the trade, but it would just look cooler. Yeah, I'm like super down T. Hella down. Yeah, but that wouldn't look cool if I get stopped out. Like, no, I just wanted to go over NQ and ES, but I'm just in a position. So I didn't take this live. There's no free signals around here. I only give signals to Freg. Bro needs them. Do you market entry or limits? Uh, uh, so like if freaking, let's say we make an opposing candle, uh, and I don't know if the risk reward is there. Like I'll just mark it. You know how AM trades does it? Like sometimes I do that, but ideally I want a smaller stop, bro. This like, are we just all gonna watch this come back to my entry live? Is that what's gonna happen? I already showed this trade, so I'll show it again. All right. So the reason I think this is kind of sus is because I'm heavily fading the weekly candle. Like, look at this shit. So when you fade a candle, you have to adjust your targets basically around the opening of that candle because we don't expect it to basically really freaking trade past the open. So I really could have targeted the weekly open. Like that's always a good target, basically the opening of that candle. But I'm targeting Monday's low. So what we have here is again, if I want to anticipate expansion, I need manipulation, which we have here. So if you go to the previous day, what it did, right, it basically we manipulated this high, and I was looking for this move to happen this day, but it didn't happen, right? We kind of just consolidated, which not a true manipulation. We revert back this high, and then we get the expansion, right? So after expansion into close, right? What's on the opposing side of that manipulation uh, is failure swings on the daily time frame and the which is the intraday time frame, right? This intermediate time frame. So we can go ahead and delete this. But I also have no protected low for the low of the week. Like you could say that this is protected, but it's really not. Right? We do take out this low and then expand, but this is just a failure swing to all these lows, you know? So I want to revert back to this some point already. When Monday closes, I want to revert back to these lows. Um, it just took a while. Like it happened in Thursday. But basically, when I open up the session, we expand. New phase of price is consolidation, meaning we can't reverse from our consolidation. We're not going to do this likely, right? So when I see manipulation first, which is always ideal, I can trade that to catch the high of the day. This is the only place for the high of the day form because we can't reverse. So it's like if we take out the consolidation high, that's the literally only place that the high of the day can form. So when I see that, we take up the highs first. Look at the opposing side of manipulation and no failure swings, just like on the daily chart. So when I get this 30-minute close, like I don't even need extra confirmation. Like I just mark it, execute there. Um, I can already anticipate these lows to be taken. So it looks like CL got triggered, TP1. But if you just look here, right, no opposing, um, what am I trying to say here? Like no established low today. So I trade towards those, just like on an NQ. And as well as the week, right? So I want to trade back to those. So it's really as simple as that. And when I look at the daily chart, the daily candle, you pair a manipulation with the daily candle, small opposing run. So why do we want this? It's because after manipulation, what do we expect? Expansion. What do you need to expand? You need a daily expansion candle. What does a daily expansion require? A small opposing run, right? So now I'm aligning expansion candles with the 4-hour time frame. I have an opened low into that key level. I'm expecting it to be the 4-hour candle, right? High. So I can expect the 4-hour candle body to expand lower, as well as the daily, because it hasn't yet expanded, right? So you always want to get in, ideally, before the daily candle even expanded into the opening price, like T teaches. So yeah, that's that. um, yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off, guys. That was pretty much it. We'll see if this hits. I'm literally holding, like I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's not like it's gonna come back up in the same day. The worst that's gonna happen is it's gonna like chop for the rest of the day. I'll just close before the weekly, whatever. Yes, sir. Yeah, I need to buy a new Mac. Is it that bad, bro? I need to buy a new Mac for one reason, to make videos, because like my shit just crashes when I record a lot of times. Oh my god, what the hell? Where is it? Do you How do you know how to when? Holy fuck! Can I read? How do you know when to enter on 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute? I mean, we'll go over that another day. Like it's just a whole series of freaking if thens. I'll buy you a Mac. What a goat. Uh, yeah, he is sugar daddy for sure. All right. Yeah, I'll hop off. Hopefully it's hits so I can post on Twitter. That's literally the only reason why. Like, I want this date. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, tomorrow, guys, we have a stream. Wait, tomorrow? Yeah, we have a stream tomorrow. Basically, going over my approach. So, like all of this, but in a some type of organized manner. Hopefully, if I'm even capable of doing that, I'll try to explain it as best I can. Yeah, yeah. After Kiko stream, so it might be really long, to be honest, but not 4 hours again. We're not doing 4 hour fucking stream. We could probably like 2 hours at least, though. Honestly, keep it. Wait, what? Keep it like a backday stream from top down. We can do a backday stream. I have FX replay again. I was doing this. I was doing a backtest last night. I was doing gold without SMT. So like the winner is it's all right. 2.5 R, but yeah, I still backtest, dude. It's fun to me. Uh, well, like I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's good for sure, but I'm just saying, like, if I had SMT, like, I'm surprised it's like that good with without SMT. No, I use gold with SMT. Y'all want to see the two? Oh, fuck it, I'll go over it, dude. I'll go over this and I'm out. All right. So I traded these 2 days. I caught both expansions here on New York, and I'll show you why. Yeah, it's the same approach, dude. It's literally the same approach. All right. So for this day, it's extremely obvious, right? When we open up this day, like we haven't yet drawn into this high. So if we look at just the weekly profile, what did the previous week do? We always want to ask ourselves what the previous week did. It retched into this low with S&P and then expanded to the high, right? So if we're going to reverse from this high, it would do it this day, right? It wouldn't expand like this. So when Tuesday expands away from the weekly open, what are we now doing? We're now basically trading away from the weekly open. So what do we have on our side now? The weekly profile is on our side, weekly candle, right? Away for manipulation. And so I want to trade this day into this high. We have CPI this day. So if I want to trade this day in expansion, what do I need? When you have a draw liquidity, what's the one rule you need pretty much? What are you looking for? Something to trade away from internally, right? So what we have here is this London low, right? With session highs again. Do you see how it's the same shit every time? And then what are we aligning this manipulation with? An expansion candle on a daily time frame. This small opposing wick is supporting expansion away from manipulation, right? You have this opposing candle, right? I didn't get to the charts till like after CPI, right? But you can market execute, like you can get into this trade basically when 8:30 expands away. So here's the news event. We have manipulation prior to the news event. So what? It's like the if-then scenario, right? If we manipulate prior to something, we expect expansion, right? So when we expand like this, there's your confirmation. So now you have news on your side, like it's confirming it. So I get a clean move through these series of candles, expansion of expansion. There's your reversal signature. And then I'm just trading open, high, low closes in line with that, right? If you align the expansion candles, we have right the 4 hour open, low, high, close. So now I'm aligning the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour expansion candles away from daily manipulation, but also intraday manipulation, right? I have a protected low to trade away from. That's all you need basically to catch these things. So yeah, I'm just getting inside of this wick. pretty much with the fractal model. Right? You have candle 2, right? And this is why the fractal model works so well with my approach, is because I'm always trading away from manipulation. Usually this candle is a candle 2, so I can easily get involved with expansion. All right, so now look at the close of this day. If we're gonna trade the next day, all right, if you guys are in the lens, you know what profile this is. But essentially, I'm just gonna say we have expansion into an objective, so we can expect what? A new phase of price, right? I want to trade the phase of price. I only want to trade expansion, right? So what do I require to anticipate an expansion? First off, an expansion daily candle, right? But I also need the same thing as far as intraday. I need a manipulation. So you see how I'm trading away from manipulation to anticipate the expansion, right? So I have the small opposing run again, supporting expansion here. I am trading New York session, so I'll get into that in a minute. But if Asia manipulates, right, then what do we want to see London do? Respect these opposing candles. So it's again like expansion, retracement, expansion, right? If London expanded or manipulated into expansion, we expect London session probably going to get a new phase of price, right? And this is the retracement signature, right? Leaving failure swings. Here's your continuation signature. But let's go into the lower time frame. And again, we're using the economic calendar here. So my draw is the previous day's low, which is a fair value gap high on the daily chart. So we have 8:30 news again. So also we have S&T up here, by the way. So once S&T forms, that's the trigger for the new phase of price, right? And the same thing here. We have 8:30. If this is going to be a reversal here, 8:30 would have expanded higher. But when you see it, make the opposing run to the draw and then close back underneath this low, basically the opposing candle that created the manipulation with S&T, by the way. There's your entry. There's your continuation signature with the red folder. So yeah, I'm already in line with the 4-hour expansion candle. I'm entered down here, pretty far away from the open, but again, when you're in expansion, you don't expect large pullbacks. That's actually an invalidation. So here I have the daily opposing run on my side, the 4-hour opposing run on my side, not the weekly, but again, where's my targets? It's not way down here past the weekly open. It's just in back into the weekly range, right? It's just this fair value gap, like I said. So that's how I caught both these days. But anyways, that's going to do for me. I'll hop off there. Yep, I went over this. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is that Russell shit? Yeah. Russell shit. I don't know what that is. Like, what is that shit? All right, let's check. Let's check NG. Like, am I getting cooked right now or what, dude? Please just hit. Like, I don't want to freaking. Oh my gosh. Like, I have a really bad feeling it's just gonna chop. Right, we're coming into freaking lunch. I should probably just close this. To be honest, if I'm being honest here. Uh, if this was like NQ, I would trust it, right? Because I I just it's just more volatile, but I don't know the volatile for copper. Like I'm trading copper. Like what am I doing, dude? Like, it does look like it starts to slow down in lunch. If I'm being honest, like look, every single time it slows down, I should probably close this shit. All right, let me trail. I'll just trail it to here. Okay, you bitch. Why is it? Whatever. I'll just have to trail it. But yeah, I'm probably not close and get, yeah, I'm using AirPods, so that's probably why. I Fred, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Go take a nap. When is stream tomorrow? It's after Kiko streams, so it's gonna be like fuck, I forgot. Let me see. What the heck? It's gonna be I think like 9:30. Yeah, 9:30. So it's basically 8:30 New York time. Don't ask why I have this sheet, ChatGPT. Hold up. Anyways, that's I'm hopping off now. Uh, what's how often do I clip my toenails? Regularly. I don't do that long fingernail weird. Like you're actually weird if you actually have like long fingernails. What time do I wake up? Like 7. Okay, that's a lot. Probably like 8 or something. But I'll wake up early. Sometimes I wake up at 7. Oh yeah, probably. All right. Anyways, I'm hopping off, dude. I'll catch you later, man.